Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 8th of September 2024. I'm going to start this weekend's video with a look at some of the mega cap stocks, as we've seen a number of stage 4 breakdown attempts this week in the market, and a few of the mega caps are leading the way with that, Microsoft being one of those. As you can see, it's a borderline case at the moment. We've got a new breakdown attempt just edging back down the recent breakdown level, which it made an attempt at 4 or 5 weeks ago now, and before reverting into a spring and coming back up to the still rising 30-week moving average at the time, but it's rolled back over again, started to turn the corner. You can see the technical attributes have been dropping off a cliff over the last month or so, since back at the start of July, when it was still a stronger 9 at the time. So it's dropped off in the last 5 weeks down to a 0 now. So we've now got no characteristics of stage 2 left. So at the moment on the borderline of potential stage 4 breakdown. So we come into a daily chart here on stock charts. You can see that level from back in May, the pivot low there, which it attempted to break down through, turned into a shakeout and came back over again, but didn't even get back up to its 50-day moving average before rolling back over again, and started to roll back through the 21-day moving average, and then this week closed back through the 200-day moving average again. You can see if we draw we've got a trend line through this area, starting to pull down below this 200-day moving average, and a bit of a larger sort of head and shoulders type look to the overall pattern. You see the relative strength versus the Mansfield relative strength is below the 0 line, has been improving slightly over the last week or so, but it's well below the 0 line. So we've got a stage 4 breakdown attempt with weak technical attributes, weak relative strength, and you can see from the sector, the industry and the sub-industry are all in a weak position as well, with only 21% of stocks in the information technology sector on a SATA 6 or higher. So they've got scores that are what we consider technically healthy. Same with the industry, so it's the software industry. So if we click the panel and open, you can see where it compares to the rest of the software stocks. You can see it's all the way down at the lower end of the software stocks, and there's hundreds of software stocks. I think there's maybe 300 or so. So we just come into 306 at the moment in the industry. So if we look at the software page itself, you can see since the start of 2024 here, it started to tail off, but we've got this area since March, April time, where it hasn't managed to get back above the 40% level. So there's been less than 40% of stocks in the software industry that have been technically healthy since about March or April time now. So that would be a key area to watch for a potential change of behaviour. If we started to see this move back above the 40% level, then there would be a change, and potentially we'd see some of the software stocks turning around and starting to move back and making stage 2 continuations, etc. Same with the percentage of stocks above their 30-week moving average. Got these last 3 pivot highs through here, which have been making slightly lower lows. It's dropped below the 40% level at the moment, but with this area here, for a potential change of behaviour, we'd be looking for a break above the 50% level with that. I'll just close the page, damn it. Come back. I'll go into Google quickly. Let's take this back to Microsoft. So just coming back to the page here, as I was saying, you can click through the panels here to see how it compares to the rest of the stocks in the sector. It highlights it where it is relative, based on its relative strength and its stage analysis technical attribute score. So you can see Microsoft is way down there at the moment in the software group as well, and in the system software sub-industry, which is the smaller list. So if we go into that group page at the moment, you can see again that is underneath the 30% level, and once more we need to see, for a change of behaviour, we need to see it start to move back clearly above that 40% level as well. So we come back. Let's go to the next stock, Google. So Google's made a stage 4 breakdown attempt this week as well. Some people might argue it already made one back here, but you can see still above a rising 30-week moving average at the time. So, and well above its 200-day moving average there. So we drop into the page and draw a level across there. So you can see this breakdown here, still well above the 200-day moving average, still which was still rising at the time. So this pivot now with the breakthrough here and the 200-day moving average, as well as taking out some other levels from previous peak highs over here. So this is our clear stage 4 breakdown level now. So again, a little bit of a head and shoulders type pattern to it, not so clear as the Microsoft one there. You can see the relative strength has been tailing off. Come back into the weekly chart here. See the break out into stage 2. Did make an earlier attempt when the 30-week moving average was still declining, back through here, turning into an up thrust. Finally started to push its way out around this area here with a more clear breakout back in, what were we there? Get across there, up. Where are we? Around the early May period at that point. So you can see at the moment, if we put the SATA background on, just starting to see a change in terms of the technical attributes here, turning red. So starting to turn to weak at the moment, whereas it's been on a mostly green and neutral for the majority of the stage 2 advanced there, with just a few brief dips into negative territory. So Google now starting to roll over, potentially making a stage 4 breakdown attempt here. So we've had a few dips below the 30-week moving average before, so which it's recovered from quickly. So this recovery here had a similar look, but then quickly rolled back over, couldn't push back through like they done, and has now made a lower low. So this is a clear change of character. So these pullbacks were both similar in length. This has been much more significant. Could still rebound from here, could form a double bottom and start to turn its way back up again, but even at that point there, it would still be in a much broader stage 3 range. So would need to do a lot more, would need to potentially start to clear back through this significant bar to potentially challenge back towards stage 2 again. So a stage 4 breakdown attempt at the moment with weak technical attributes. Sector, industry and sub-industry are all weak and very weak at the moment. So it's in the interactive media and services sub-industry and industry. You can see smaller group here, but right down, quite low down the list in the group. Right, let's move on. Amazon, another one from the mega caps testing potential stage 4 breakdown level here. So this one, if we draw a line, already made a stage 4 breakdown attempt here, but the 30-week moving average was still rising at the time. You can see the 30-week moving average just starting to flatten out and turn here. The technical attributes has dropped to a 0 this week. So again, if we go to a daily chart here, you can see that level a little bit more clearly. Draw that bit out. So this first attempt to move into stage 4 was quickly reversed as a shakeout. It's come back over again, so it's right on the borderline. If we draw some broader levels here, so again, technically could still be in late stage 3 here, what's called stage 3B. So it really is on the borderline, whether it's early stage 4 or late stage 3. So this near-term pivot here is key. If it does break through that, then it'd be a clearer attempt at a breakdown into stage 4. So come back onto the page here. So, but it is in position. The 30-week moving average is rolling here. Until relative strength is below the 0 line. Technical attributes is down to a 0. So it's in a weak, very weak sub-industry and industry, and the sector is also weak. So again, we can see it's way down the list in its sub-industry here, and in the consumer discretionary, which has been a weak area overall. It's right at the lower end of the list here. So